Oh my god, we've done 52 of these things.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. One could say that's roughly a year. Isn't that right, Morden?
Yeah.
Although sequel are kind of cheated and made like the awards like 2 episodes, so
Oh,
not
so
really.
well, I mean, it still only counts as one. It's
It
That's B
it
Dubs.
it, it would have been an like 3 hour long podcast at least if I'd not done that.
wasn't each half of it 3 hours long though?
No, like each one was only like an hour and a half, I think.
Oh, because
That
I remember
sounds
that.
wrong because we were there all morning.
Yeah, but see, I
I,
edited some stuff out too.
oh, okay, okay.
Like, I mean, I didn't cut anything out like that we
Said,
talked
but
about, but it was lots of like, when we'd stop to think, and then there would be like 10 seconds of silence, and I'd cut that out.
Oh.
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, well, I don't even remember that stuff. Anyway, it's
I
episode
guess that
number
adds up.
52 of the ToonamiGAF podcast. How are you guys?
Pretty good.
Okay.
We're not being, you know, cold cocked by April Fools this week, so.
Nope. The Thor trailer came out, and everybody who hasn't seen it should see it because it looks awesome.
It could, I mean, I guess Marvel just decided, oh, every movie should be Guardians of the Galaxy
Well, no, I mean it's sort of like
and
in
have
the
the exact same tone as Guardians of the Galaxy.
well, I mean it's a cosmic space adventure thing, and honestly, those work better when it's the '70s. You know, it's just something about that aesthetic just works, and so they're like, yes, we're just gonna run with that. It's all gonna be like Jack Kirby in the '70s crazy ass bullshit, and it's awesome that way.
The Guardians of the Galaxy have Jeff Goldblum, though. That's the main
No,
question.
that's Thor definitely has Jeff Goldblum. Guardians is getting Kurt Russell. So obviously Guardians is getting the better person to come in.
But
I
Fast and
mean,
the Furious already has Kurt Russell.
well, he's going to be better in Guardians because I mean, holy crap, the hair and the beard, he looks glorious. He looks like an older Snake Plissken, except without the eye patch. They really should have done that third Escape movie. Damn the studios for not letting John Carpenter do it.
Speaking of older Snake Plissken without the eye patch, Samurai Jack! I don't know, guys. Do you think that worked? I don't know.
That'll work. Yeah.
Okay.
It's close enough.
And I ruined it. Anyway, Samurai Jack, episode 56, in which it's now a buddy cop movie.
I'm okay with this.
But I guess, once again, only 10 episodes. They have to go through a lot of beats in a very short amount of time.
Yes.
And this is the episode where Ashi's like, I'm not totally evil anymore.
Yeah,
I mean, she opened her eyes at the end.
I did see a lot of people complaining that it happened too quickly, but I don't know. I think it's fine since, I mean, it is only 10 episodes, so.
I mean, it's 10 episodes, and we don't know that she's completely,
Yeah, there's probably
bought
still more
into
to
it.
it.
It's, by the end of the episode, it was sort of like, yeah, okay, she's willing to, open her eyes and take a second look at everything she's learned, but we don't know that, she's ready to admit Aku's not totally evil and that Jack is the good guy.
Yeah, I mean, they could have drug it on more, and that I think honestly, for me, it would have been a little unnecessary. A whole episode dedicated to her character redemption was fine with me.
I mean, there's probably going to be another episode, sort of dedicated to it at some point.
Oh yeah, I mean, she probably stubborn, but I think at this point it's pretty clear that she's gonna change sides.
Yeah, she's going to do the heel turn the face turn. When you go from bad to good, that's a face turn, and the other way is the heel. Right? Okay.
That's a heel face turn.
Yes. Whatever. She's going to be a face now, and that's fine. It's cool.
But she already had a face.
It was behind a mask.
Oh.
Yeah.
But everyone has heels.
Yeah, but Jack has shoes.
This is
She
stupid.
didn't.
Anyway,
It really is. Well, wrestling is stupid.
I suppose this was our breather episode after 3 episodes of everything sucks. I'm killing a lot of people.
Yes, this is true, but it was also very pretty.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it actually, yeah, it was. There was lots of levity in this episode, and it was very welcome. I enjoyed the more lighter side of Jack's sort of reactions to her being an idiot. But there
Yeah.
was still a couple of scenes in there with like, and I love these scenes where he's talking to himself, and he's
Mhm.
like, "You're a murderer," and he's like, "But they asked for it," you know. And I kind of like that that's still going on too.
Yeah, like Jack's sort of reached his old baseline for competence, but he's still not better. Like he's getting there and he's probably going to make it there by the end of the season, but he's still really screwed up.
Oh yeah.
I will say my favorite line from this episode was I like the back fur because I did like the back fur. It worked, I think. It's just something about back fur. It works.
Like he puts on the shell, and she's just like, he's an idiot.
Yeah, no, she didn't like it, but that's a compliment considering she's the bad guy.
Well, she doesn't really get to say a whole lot about the back fur because he basically wore her as a backpack for most of the episode.
Yeah, this is true. But I still did like the back fur.
I like
Yeah,
that scene. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I like seeing the more goofy side of Jack again.
Yeah, like it's sort of he's he's still screwed up, but he's not as screwed up as before, and he's actually able to make jokes about stuff again. Because it did seem like the first time we saw him before, and sort of like the first episode, he was done. Like he wasn't making any jokes. He was really serious. He was, dark place.
Well, maybe having Ashi around will kind of help, like,
Yeah.
because I guess that's the other part too, is he's kind of been alone for a long
hmm
time.
Yeah, like he probably hasn't seen the Scotsman in forever. Like he should have gone and visited at some point. Like you got 50 years, bro. Like, the guy probably had a kid with that like Hulk of a wife. Like no, his wife is literally the Incredible Hulk. And like you can't go visit.
Well, a lot of stuff happened that we don't know about.
Yeah, this is true. But apparently, next episode we are going to get to see the Scotsman again, and I'm looking forward to his
Oh
return.
man, that's gonna be great.
hmm
So I love the needles scene. Just like, pick, pick.
That is one of those Gendy like scenes, a classic Samurai Jack scene that goes on for like really long time, but it's
hmm
so well executed because that's the point. It's like you're supposed to get the feeling that it must have taken them an hour to do that,
Yeah. Well, like they pick out maybe like six, things total, but that it took them forever.
I also think the sound design, I wanted to comment on that briefly, was really good this episode. And
Oh
I
yeah.
guess it has been probably all the way through, but this one I really noticed it. Like these scenes where they're going through the insides of this monster and you just hear all this stuff and it's so cool and echoey. And the sound design in this show is just as good as the visuals, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. No, I mean they completely nail every part of this. I feel like. Um, I will say, how the hell are they gonna get off that island? Because there's like no tree Jack can make a raft from, and I'm pretty sure he ain't gonna be swimming it.
I always find a way.
He always does. Yeah, I admit. He's been in worse situations.
Okay, pit of acid with crazy LSD creatures. I got this.
He's been through worse. Hmm.
Anything else from Samurai Jack?
Um, It was awesome. I want to see the next episode where they go up against Aku. I think that's going to be cool.
Watch
Yeah, it'd
that
be
be
nice.
watch that be the entire episode, and Scotsman dies, and he never sees Jack again.
No, that would
Oh
be so
God, no.
sad. Like Jack not being there for the death of his best friend. I mean, damn. Because you know they're best friends at this point. I mean, they were like best friends at the end of the episode where they met. You know, they had that "Are we best friends now?" moment. Yeah, they got to see each other again, man. Come on.
He's got his girlfriend now. He doesn't need Scotsman.
They're bros. How can you say that?
Should we comment on the lewd Nami photos that showed up in the thread?
God.
Ruining my children cartoons.
Those were
Moving
a
on.
little too risque, I think.
Moving on to Dragon Ball Super. Dragon Ball Super episode 13, Goku surpassed Super Saiyan God. Nothing happened again.
Well, I mean, he lost the power up.
Except he didn't.
Except he kept. Yeah, except he kept it.
That's the biggest takeaway from this episode for me. It was like they literally had a line in there where they're like, "Oh yeah, well you're no longer a Super Saiyan God, but hey, you still got the powers of the Super Saiyan God, so it didn't matter." It's
Yeah.
like your body learned how to be a god. What? No, what?
Yeah, that plays
I don't
out
know.
pretty much the same in the movie. I mean, I don't think it's too big of an issue for me since this kind of concept of Saiyans getting random power ups isn't exactly new for Dragon Ball, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of
Well,
silly.
like I remember the explanation in the movie was basically you learned how to fight on that level. You know, like your body got used to it because you had the God power up, and it's sort of like, oh, you just got used to being able to draw out that much power, so now you can just do that.
Well, I guess that's fine. It kind of makes me
Yeah.
makes me a little upset that I won't get to well, I don't know this, but like we won't get to see him like change in that form again probably, because if he's this powerful now and he just looks like Super Saiyan, then that's kind of made that form change unnecessary anymore.
Yeah.
What
I
they
mean,
literally should do is just let's do it. Let's do the ceremony a bunch more times for everyone.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just give everyone a power boost just for the hell of it,
Have them all fight Beerus or something.
Yeah.
just all at once.
I mean, I think all in all, I thought the episode was all right. I do have to complain about one other thing though, and that was they talk about the Elder Kai or whatever his name is. He's like, oh, all those shockwaves, oh, those were just for show. They were just showing off. That wasn't really going to blow up anything. And I'm like, come on.
After they spent an entire episode making how much of a big deal that is.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just because that wasn't actually in the movie, so they had to sort of write that
Oh.
off somehow.
Okay, well that actually explains a lot. Okay.
I don't know, it just makes you wonder why they even added it at all. If they were
Gotta
just going
add
to write
that
it off the
shit.
next episode. Yeah.
They gotta pad that shit sometimes, man.
Man, they got to make that super, super, super high density ball of energy.
Mhm.
That's the actual line they used in this episode.
I like the show, but sometimes there's stuff I just sort of like, just filter out because I'm like, okay, that's dumb.
I mean, this has been like 5 consecutive episodes of nothing.
Yeah.
Like, this is supposed to be the big important fight, and it's so worthless.
It was better in the movie.
I'm sure.
Well, I
'Cause
mean,
it
it was
was
only like
probably-
15 minutes. Yeah, it was like 15 minutes.
It's not long. That's why. Actually, it's always really nice when they cut back to other people like they did in this episode. And like when they're having like conversations with Whis or, freaking Mr. Satan is, basically calling people and telling them to set up a press conference because he saved the world. Like that stuff's
Again.
actually way more entertaining.
Yeah. Like, I love how he's like, okay, we got to explain this shit somehow. I'm gonna take credit. I saved the world again. And I'm sort of like, how the hell are you gonna explain this shit? You know? Because it's like there were shockwaves and they were, destroying everything, and people's souls were dying and shit. And Mr. Satan gonna be like, I'm the best there ever was. I gave it the old Satan punch and it just went away. It was like, it's a shockwave, bitch.
Dude, these people will believe anything.
He will just spoon feed them that shit. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, as far as they know, he saved the world twice already, so why the hell not a third time?
Yeah.
Mr. Satan actually almost did save the world again this episode.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he legitimately saved the world once,
Yeah.
but that's pretty much it.
Well, we'll get to that later in Kai, so.
Yeah, at some point.
But for now, Sand Whale and Me. Sand Whale and Me, Day 4, The Sandman. Huh, did you see what we did there?
Hmm.
Did you see what we did there? Half the episode was them going through their inventory.
Yeah, this is bad.
I just sort of zoned out.
Sand Whale and Me, everyone.
I had a crazy thought when I was watching this. What if this all ends up being just a really elaborate commercial for Kentucky Fried Chicken?
That would be the most amazing thing ever.
I would
Like
not
that-
even be mad. That's amazing.
Yeah, like that would justify this entire thing. I'd
Because,
be
I mean, think
like,
about it. Her name is KFC. They keep eating food. I don't know.
like it's gonna come with like a Georgia Gold Chicken Little at the end. And it's gonna be like
Well, and
KFC.
KFC is sponsoring Toonami. Put
Holy
the pieces
shit!
together. It is. I mean, there's conspiracies abound.
This makes sense. This is what's actually happening. This is that viral marketing shit. They've
Maybe.
finally gone too far.
It's all just a big commercial. That's the appropriate response to this. Yes.
Okay, next.
And also green peas again.
Ugh.
Yes,
See, that's supposed to make you want the KFC chicken.
because no one likes green peas.
Oh, boy. Anyway, Dragon Ball Z Kai. Dragon Ball Z Kai, the final chapter is episode 112. Videl battered. Gohan's fury reaches its limit. And she lost.
Oh my god, dude, that
Well,
was
I mean,
brutal.
yeah, seriously. But I mean, who the hell didn't see that coming? After she kicked the guy's head, it spun around, and then he got up and he sort of reoriented it.
Yeah.
I mean, like, who the hell is drug testing this thing? Like, seriously.
I mean, they spent half the episode just coming up with ways for Videl to totally get destroyed. Like
Yeah,
he's like kneeing her in the gut, and he's just
like he banged her at one point, and then while he's got her on the knee, he just keeps punching her guts.
I mean, I
like,
love Videl, and
that was brutal.
It was tough to watch because it's
Very
like,
hard to watch.
because that's like I appreciate her like stubbornness in this sense, by like I can win, and it's like, dude, just stop.
Yeah,
You got to prove anything at this point.
Well, I mean, at one point she's like, "Okay, I'm done," and then he's like, "No, not yet."
Oh yeah, that's right.
I will say it's odd that this was sort of one of the more brutal fights in the entire series, like from start to finish.
Yeah, I don't get
You
it.
know?
Like, why this fight of all fights?
Because they don't have any powers, really.
Yeah, I mean, I think the one that comes closest after that is sort of like Vegeta versus everyone when he came to Earth, because he got the shit kicked out of him there. But I mean, this was just sustained.
Well, I get the impression, having not seen this, that this, even though I think they went too far, I think the whole point is to just have Videl totally get destroyed, because then this gives Gohan a reason to completely cut loose on this guy.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. It's basically set him up to, draw out his full power without having to have any warm-ups or anything.
Yeah, or to be like, oh, this is just a normal human. I don't want to take it easy on him. No, this guy deserves it.
Like no, it's just gonna be like he's just gonna brutalize this motherfucker if
we
they
get
actually
there.
do get to. Yeah, if we get there.
Like I have no faith that any interesting fights are going to happen after this.
What, you mean you think this tournament is going to end now?
I don't. This tournament, I believe, does not actually go all the way.
Oh no,
No, it doesn't.
I wasn't expecting it to complete. I
it
figured he
really
was the
should
next.
have.
He was the next match, though. I just assumed maybe they would get that match in.
Gohan's in the next match against the red guy.
Oh, I thought he was against Spopovich.
No, Spopovich is in the second round.
Oh, okay.
After he brutalizes the poor red guy, then he gets to rip, Spopovich's arms off.
Okay.
Because we still got to go through. Who the hell put Goku versus Vegeta in the first round?
It was a random draw.
I know, but like, how does the announcer guy not take one look at this and be like, "Yeah, no, we're gonna mix this up a little bit. This is not how this is not going down."
He doesn't know who Vegeta is.
Well, I mean, when he saw, everyone else's reaction to that, he should have been like, "Yeah, no, I'm gonna, step in and we're gonna put you guys on opposite sides of the bracket."
Also, $5 on that match to be the last actual one that happens.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, is there gonna be a stadium left out after,
Yeah, because you know that. Well, yeah. At this point, everything's out the window because I feel like the whole Spopovich and the other guy with the M on their face, like I don't think the tournament's going to last for very long because they're up to scheming at something. They did show them in this episode holding some kind of like weird alien compass thing.
Yeah,
and so
it's got a pointy bit on the end.
Yeah, and it's kind of like I think this is not. They're not here to win a tournament. They're here to do something. No. Yeah.
Which is kind of disappointing because I really like to see this whole tournament play out in its entirety. Like I think it could be cool. I sort of wish they'd wait till after it was over. But whatever.
Yeah, the matches up to this point have actually been pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see more. I mean, 18 versus Mr. Satan would be absolutely hilarious.
Mr. Satan doesn't. Mr. Satan is all like he doesn't want Videl dating Gohan. I thought that scene was pretty funny. What are you gonna go with that scrawny guy?
Did I lose everyone? Oh no.
I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. Anyway, Mr. Satan was kind of an ass in this episode.
Well, he's always an ass.
Yeah, well, it's what you said, B-Dubs. It's like he's so overconfident that he was like, "Oh, my little girl, she's not gonna lose."
Yeah,
and all that stuff. And it's like, dude, maybe you should listen to this guy who told you that your daughter just got the shit beat out of her.
Yeah.
I guess at least now he knows, so whatever.
Yeah, I mean, he was I mean, at least now he actually cares.
Oh my God, that does remind me of a funny thing that happened this episode, though, or not really funny, but something that was stupid. Was when Videl was getting beat down, and Goku and Gohan and everybody's watching it, and they're like, "Oh, this is awful. This is terrible. This guy's going too far and stuff." And then he looks over at Gohan, looks at Goku, and Goku's like, "Calm down, Gohan. She's gonna be okay." And I'm like, dude, no, she's not. Why are you holding him back?
Well, I mean, they've got
super not okay right now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they've got the sensu beans, and Dende has magic healing powers, and they got the Dragon Balls. It's.
You're right. There is literally nothing permanent that can happen to her.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what happens,
you know
they
what?
can
Actually,
fix it.
Never mind. Nothing. This show has no drama because nothing bad can happen to anyone.
I mean, as long as they're friends with the main cast.
and we're not dealing with anything. Well, that's not true. I wanted to say you're exactly right, but as we've learned, apparently that dragon can't grant wishes for shit. So
No, he's just really bad at it.
there's lots that can happen to these people, and that dragon can't help them at all.
Well, I mean, they got to deal with most of themselves. Like, he's good at, acting like a phoenix down. So, like, he's got that. He's got that down solid. If they need him to res a party member, they're perfectly fine. And they got the white mage. They got potions. That,
Yeah, that's
like,
the
no
level
matter
he
how
works on. Yeah.
Yeah, like no matter how bad she gets hurt, they got something.
Goku sure is taking his time getting those sensu beans, though.
Oh, seriously. You should just like pop in and pop back. It should take him 30 seconds.
Well, to be fair, they did say that little whatever the frickin' thing is, that cat
The
or
cat,
whatever.
yeah.
He's like, "Oh, I had to make you a fresh batch."
He keeps him in a pot.
I don't know how that works. That's what they said, though.
Well, like, I remember the first time I saw you got like a giant jug of the things, like the size of him.
At this point in the series, they've probably eaten 100 of them. So,
I guess.
Like, why doesn't this guy have like a fridge?
yeah,
He did. Well, like, I remember the first time we get introduced to the sensu beans, it's like, you only need one every 6 months. It's fine. Like, he had like a jug twice as tall as him and like 3 times as fat, and it, just filled with the damn things.
it's not like he has much else to do up there, I would assume.
Yeah, I mean, it's him and it's the fat guy. In whatever weird marriage thing they're in. Man and man cat.
Anyway, let's move on to JoJo. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Episode 24, The Ties That Bind JoJo. So, C-Caller, what did you think of this episode?
It was pretty good. Like any JoJo is good. I mean, so I love, again, Stroheim being Stroheim. Like, every time he opens his mouth, it's awesome. He's just like, "This is the greatest. I am Stroheim. I can shoot you with my lights on my shoulders. I'm awesome." And then, like, I like, again, what JoJo does so well in this series is all his like tricks. He's like always out tricking the enemy and stuff. And he did the whole like, "Oh, I lit the scarf on fire. It was a distraction to get you caught in the rope," and all that stuff. That
like,
was
literally
cool.
every Part 2 fight ends with, "Oh no, he put a rope through another rope!"
Yeah.
Yeah, he keeps doing that. You'd think they'd learn at some point, like, oh yeah, no, this is his thing. This is how he tricks us.
Yeah, he's just, but that's fun. I mean, like, again, I actually didn't know what was going to happen. You can never tell what's going to happen in this show. That's probably what makes it so good. It's not like you can logically think out what's going to happen. This show's too weird. It's just like,
No, JoJo does what he wants.
yeah, exactly. I mean, you never know when a head is going to go flying out of a freaking catapult or whatever. It's like you can't predict this show. That's what makes it entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, literally it's like, "Oh no, godlike beings have come back from the dead to take over Earth. Good thing I know some rope tricks.
Yeah.
We're all okay."
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Lisa just walked into an Air Force facility and murdered a guy.
Oh, no,
Yes,
we have
he
to talk
did.
about this because this was another thing that I thought was hilarious. So this was a zombie that Dio
Yes.
Brando made, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let me make sure I understand this completely. A man who looks like a fucking zombie with zombie teeth joined the Royal Flying Corps and became like a commander. And like people, like his subordinates loved him. And
was a
he
good
was
he
a
was a
fucking
vampire.
zombie.
Yeah,
But I mean, they showed his face. He looked like a monster.
Hey man, look!
they probably thought he had cholera or something,
Look, have you not seen Beauty and the Beast? Or any other
I could just hear this guy talking. He'd be like, All right, everybody, rawr, we need to go out tonight and rawr. You know, it's like he probably talks like that.
Like, why are you so weird, sir? He's like, I had cholera as a child. like that's probably his entire excuse was like, I had cholera as a child, and everyone.
Why
went,
are you so
yeah,
weird,
okay.
sir?
I had cholera
I
as a
nearly
child.
drowned in German soldiers in the trenches. They're like, cool.
I had cholera.
The ending of the episode has this like really epic like German chanting.
Yes.
And then it transitions into dubstep.
Yeah, that was weird. I'm like, really? I'm not a huge fan of, I feel like dubstep's being used a lot over the last couple of seasons.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely a fan.
Part 2 makes it work.
Yeah, I mean, it's not too bad. It's just like, it feels a little overused,
Yeah. I don't have a problem with it because again, this show feels like it can get away with just about anything.
Yeah,
I'm concerned.
And in the next 2 episodes, oh boy, it will get away with just about everything.
Seriously.
Holy shit.
Cool. Yeah, that's true. We should mention that.
Nothing yet. Well, we talked about that last week.
Oh yeah, about the 2-episode finale next week. Yeah.
Yeah. We're actually skipping what's that shitty show that nobody seems to like?
Tokyo Ghoul.
Do you want to talk about Tokyo Ghoul,
that
guys?
one. Oh god, no. Like
Let's
we're
talk
skipping
about
that
Tokyo
next
Ghoul.
week.
Tokyo Ghoul episode 3, Dove. I wonder what this episode title is trying to say.
Is there a dead dove?
No. I like when he walked in on that girl and she's just like, I'm currently like face, full into a guy's throat right now, so could you come back later?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like she was deeply embarrassed by that. I'm like, I had to rewind that for a minute because I'm like, wait, was she naked or something? It's like, no, she's just eating.
Just eating people.
Yeah, I had to rewind to get that, and I'm like, just to do a double take on that one. I'm like,
yeah, it was kind of like, I mean, it was clearly a scene set up for shock value. It's like, oh, look at this innocent little girl, and she's so cute and everything, and like here you see this like shot of her like blood dripping out of her mouth, and it's like, yeah, okay, we get it, but I guess it's interesting that they're like, oh yeah, ghoul, and then in the next scene they're like, ghouls don't like it when people watch them eat, especially the female ghouls don't like it when you watch them eat. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess that's a thing.
Whatever. I mean, it didn't seem like the guy minded much in like the first episode.
Yeah.
Moradin, what did you think of this episode?
I'm probably the odd one out here, but I don't hate this show.
No, I'm with you. I'm like the one that has to keep defending it on here, so I'm glad to hear there's someone else who doesn't hate it.
I mean, I just don't care about it, It's
like I can understand.
I've seen all of the first season, and I don't think it's great or anything, but I think there are some interesting ideas here and there.
Yeah.
I will say that it's this weird thing. Like, I had a question in the first episode, like, why they don't just, take like John Doe's from like the morgue or something and have a thing set up. And like, that's the exact shit. It's sort of like, we'd just go down to, the local suicide spot and we'll steal the bodies, which sort of leads me back to the question of how can they not find a way to coexist again? It seems like,
well,
if they really wanted to,
yeah.
Well, I mean, it seems like both sides could figure out how to make it work, but neither one is really into it.
I guess it's the situation where like the humans feel threatened, and maybe it's one of these shows where it's like the human beings were really the bad guys. The ghouls are the good guys.
Well, I mean, it's sort of like from the ghouls. It's like they only use the suicide corpses for, the ones that can't go out and hunt their own food. Like, the presumption being that most of these ghouls actually do go out and kill people to eat.
I don't know.
How high is the murder rate here?
It must be really high.
That's half of all murders and disappearances, just ghouls eating people.
Well, okay, so like again, I don't think it's clear yet, and also I don't even know how many ghouls there are. I get the impression it's a really small minority.
Yeah, it probably is, and they seem split up in terms of where they hang out. So
Yeah.
it's not like, one town is just going to run out of people at some point.
Yeah, it's
But
pretty much. It seems like
But-
all the ghouls know each other too. They're like, oh, I know
Yeah.
this ghoul by name, so it's like there probably aren't that many.
Yeah, but it sort of does lead back to how no one's like they haven't been able to find a way to coexist or anything because the government's after them for killing people.
Yeah, so that was
And
introduced this episode.
yes,
This group called the Doves,
yeah,
but they're officially
they
called
yes,
they're called the Ghoul Investigators.
yeah, like they go after the ghouls for eating people, but the ghouls don't really have to hunt if they don't want to. They could like there are
Well,
deals to be made. They could, I mean, one of them could get like a job at the morgue, and like instead of burying the John Does or whatever, you just
I
sort of
mean,
pass them off.
no, I mean, I see where you're going with that, but I mean, also there might be people who are like, no, you can't eat my dead father.
Well,
You
yeah,
know,
no, I mean that's why I'm
I
saying
mean,
like you do
there may
like
be
the John.
nobody who wants that to happen. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
no,
I mean,
I mean that's why you do like the John Does or like the homeless guys or whatever.
well, for all we
Like
know,
it's a
that is what's happening. Maybe it is just John Doe's. I mean, it's not clear. It's just I
well,
think we're kind of speculating a little too early here on
well,
how
well,
this
no, I
works.
mean like I feel like they made it fairly clear that most of them actually do go around hunting.
No, I don't
You
get.
know,
I disagree. I
yeah.
don't think they have said that.
Well, no,
I,
I mean, basically they go and they get the suicide guys for the ghouls that can't hunt themselves. You know,
see,
the,
that's not clear to me. Why for the
well, they
ghouls that can't hunt? Why are we using? I feel like there's
Why
a
is it
group.
only for the ones that can't hunt?
Yeah. So
Why
I
do
that's
think
you
there's.
have to hunt?
I think it's
yeah,
like
that
okay,
that's sort of my question is,
okay. I have a theory. I think this is, and I hate to make this comparison, but I think this is a bit like Twilight,
oh
where you've
God,
got this group who don't want to murder people, like they're vampires who don't want to murder, right? And so they figure out a solution for that. I think the people we're hanging out with are like that. I don't think they necessarily want to murder. I think there are ghouls out there, again, just like in Twilight, vampires out there who do kill people and actively do it, and they're called the binge eaters or whatever in
But
this
we've
show.
actively seen purple-haired girl literally being like, "Well, this guy just got murdered by some other people, but eat him."
Yeah, that's true.
So she's totally down with murder.
yeah,
She's also kind of a bitch, though, so I don't know.
yeah. Well, I mean,
I mean, she
it's
literally
just
flips a switch when somebody leaves the room. She's like, "You suck so much."
She
she
is
just doesn't.
really, she's too
She
much
just
of a bitch to that kid guy. I don't get it. It's too
she just don't
anime.
like him.
Yeah.
Well, like she got like a crush on him or something. Come on.
No, I think she's just like, you're nothing. I did like the scene again with the little girl, and she's like, Mister, what are you? Because apparently, the ghouls can sense each other. And
Yeah,
I thought that was interesting, this idea of this little ghoul girl who's like, I can tell you're a human, but you're kind of weird. I don't get it.
yeah. Like you're not a person, but you're not a ghoul either.
Yeah. But yeah, the edge is still,
It's there.
it's up on 11 still.
I thought this episode toned it down a bit.
Yeah.
Like outside of the white-haired inspector guy going around murdering ghouls, there wasn't.
I mean, he
What?
literally walked in on a little girl eating a person.
Yeah, but that was tame compared to like wanton, gruesome disfigurements as we've had in previous episodes.
Also, that guy was like, "Here, chop off this body."
Yeah, but we didn't show it. They didn't show it. So, what about this
Also,
guy?
that old
What-
guy
what-
gives him. He's like, "Here, eat these for pick me up." And he's like, "Do I want to know what these are?" And he's like, "What
No.
the fuck do you think this is?"
Yeah, I hate
Like-
I hate how stupid he's being, and it's one of those things you sometimes see in anime where they like deliberately make the protagonist ask really stupid questions for the audience sake. Where
Yeah.
if you were a real person in that situation, you would have figured it out. You'd have been like, "Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
get it. Those are cubes made of human flesh. I get it."
Yeah.
You know?
Like when
And
he first eats one, and then it's like, "Oh, you didn't tell me what that was." It's like, you are so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, like how dumb are you?
And it's like they go to the suicide spot and they're like, "What are we gonna do with this body?" It's like, come on.
Like, bitch, we're gonna eat
two and
it.
two together here, buddy.
No,
Yeah.
we're just having a lovely stroll out to the suicide cliff, and we're just gonna stare at these bodies. We're cannibals, and we're going on a cannibal trip with no cannibalism.
Yeah,
No, dumbass, we're cannibalizing these bodies.
exactly. The weirdest thing about this show is at the end, after all the kind of dark and serious stuff, they always end the show with these stupid little comedy bits.
I know.
They're so
weird.
off the wall.
They're airing those.
Yeah.
Like,
I
it's
know,
not the only
like,
show
they-
that has bits like that, but for some reason, Tokyo Ghoul, they decided to air those.
I have no idea why, because Hunter x Hunter has
They must be
bits
so
like
short
that.
that they don't care.
Or the show itself is shorter than what
Yeah.
they are used to in the spot. So it's either more commercials or
Like maybe it's that the episode is literally like 2 minutes shorter than the average anime episode, so they can fit them in.
that might be it.
Yeah. I do want to make one other weird connection that I realized this week watching this show, and again, I feel guilty saying this, but having been playing a lot of Persona 5, there's a couple of weird connections here between that and Tokyo Ghoul, like the coffee and
Man,
like
coffee houses are in like every fucking anime now.
Yeah.
It's something with Japanese people and coffee.
But they made a special episode. They made a special point in this episode to talk about, oh, you've got to brew it right, and so there's that stuff happens in the game. And then also the other thing is the game has this idea of like you wear a mask and you have to reveal, you don't want to reveal your true self. I mean, it's very Persona.
Oh yeah, we forgot to talk about masks.
Oh, yeah. Wait, well, I thought Mask Guy was last episode.
No,
No.
he was this episode.
Oh, yeah, like he just casually invites them out for like a little bit of watch some cannibalism later. I'm like, what?
Also, you need to wear this mask. And this is, you need to wear this thing that says, I am a ghoul.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. In that, like, they have to hide so that they can walk around in normal society. Otherwise, the investigators would recognize
Yeah,
them.
like you hide yourself when you're out hunting or whatever.
Right. But it is so goth. Like, this character and this whole idea of the mask, like, I can see, like, tons and tons of high school goth kids just loving this show.
Oh, absolutely. Like,
which is fine if they're into that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so very much seems to be, like, really angling itself for that.
yeah, it really goes hard for that audience, it feels like.
Yeah.
All right, I do think the show has a look to it.
Yeah. It's a nice animated show. I will give it props to say that it's a pretty show and that it's, I mean, I think people are easy to hate on this, and I think it's just sort of like, it's not terrible. It's not bad. It's just sort of like, it's not great. It's just sort of in the middle somewhere.
Anyway, let's talk about Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter episode 46, Chasing and Waiting. Man, that line was at the end was so good.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
That was a hype ending.
Oh, shit's going down next episode.
I don't want to bother anyone with your screams. Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
I think it's next episode we're actually going to get a detailed explanation of how Kurapika's powers work.
Oh, yeah.
So when they went down to the arm wrestling fight club, there's a thing that comes out onto the stage that announces this. What the fuck was that thing?
That was a mafia guy.
That was Helena Bonham Carter.
That
She
was
was
legit scary. I have no idea what the fuck that was supposed to be. It was like some weird like clown / I don't know.
thing.
Oh.
What if someone took Jared Leto's Joker, Beetlejuice, and Helena Bonham Carter, and put them all in a blender, and that thing came out?
You get nightmare fuel.
That's about right.
And you wouldn't expect such a bizarre and out there design for such a throwaway character.
And yet, there we go.
Yeah.
Like I think Tagashi just really likes those kind of designs because they show up everywhere with him.
That guy was scarier than Hisoka. Like he's like if Hisoka was on drugs. That's what that character was.
This is your Hisoka. This is your Hisoka on meth.
Any questions?
That's your episode title.
Your Hikusa on meth.
Yep.
Got it.
Anyway, so that character shows up to reintroduce the main plot.
Well, no, I mean he shows up to intersect the two plots because Gon and his guys are still on. We need money.
They do need money.
They really do need money.
I actually had realized there were two different auctions going on here.
Oh,
Yeah,
there
there's-
was. No, this is the first I put that together. Are you saying there were
Yeah,
two?
no.
Okay.
There's the main auction that Gon and his guys need money for so they can buy Greed Island. And then there's the underground auction where everybody got killed.
Okay, that explains something I was confused about because
Right.
they showed a scene where Gon and those guys were like, "Oh, well, we need to get the money together to get this thing," and I'm like, "Dude, that auction's over. What are you talking about?" But I guess
Yeah.
it's a different one. Okay.
No, the Mafia have their own auction at about the same time.
Okay.
And sort of like they all, like the auction's cut for that one gets, sort of pumped back into the various families. So everyone sort of wants to spend as much money as they can. So, so they look good and everyone gets funded, but no one wants to spend so much that they go broke. Which is apparently a thing that happens.
Well, I mean, doesn't matter now. They're all dead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I remember right, they're going to try again.
Sure, why not? Anyway, Phantom Troop. They love each other. So cute.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually something I really like about the Phantom Troop compared to like most anime villain groups. Like
And they actually like each other.
yeah, there's actually like a sense of camaraderie there.
Yeah, like with something like the Akatsuki, for example, they're just all kind
Yeah,
of
where
there.
they,
And
they just don't give a shit about each other at all.
yeah,
Like if one of them
nobody.
dies, they're like, you're just weak. Who cares?
Yeah, nobody really likes each other. They'd all be just as happy killing each other as they would be working together.
Yeah, I mean,
know?
it's actually kind of paints them in a really good light, and it's a little confusing as an audience member because I'm like, hey, I like these characters. They're all just murderers, but hey, I like them.
Yeah, I mean, it helps add a lot of complexity to them,
Yeah.
Like, they're not sort of like the basic, bad guy group, even though they've been built up as such throughout the series so far.
Yeah, it's like they're like real pals that you want to hang out with, maybe drink a Heineken,
Or 20,
Yeah.
depending on who's got, larva eggs in their, bladder.
It's so weird seeing like the Hunter X Hunter world of Heineken because the cans are the same, but the text is in their weird language.
It really is.
So,
Wait, have they shown the world map yet?
Yeah.
You mean the one where it's all just every continent flipped
Just
around?
upside down? Yeah. It's just like, it's basically our map only upside down. Which is just like, okay.
Yeah, whatever. York knew. That's basically it in a nutshell.
Yeah, it's basically our mirror universe.
Yeah.
So the bodyguards have to pick a new leader, and they're like, "Hey, so the most experienced one is guy who controls dot." No.
No.
Like
How
even
about
guy who
badass chain person?
Yeah.
Yes. Like even guy who controls dogs was like, no, I should not be in charge of this. I control dogs. This is not, like I do surveillance and searching. This is not my thing. It's in my contract. No.
Let's put him on as a preliminary on the worst character list for this year. Just because of all of the times we've mentioned him.
I mean, no.
No, he's not going to win that because he actually does
I just
get.
want him to be mentioned. I just want him to be nominated. That's all.
I don't think he's that bad though.
I
Like
guess
he's got a
not.
bullshit. Like his power is stupid as shit.
That's all I
That's what's
get.
so great about it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of really dumb as shit powers in Hunter x Hunter that somehow are really good too. His isn't one of them.
Hey man, if only he had like the Hound of the Baskervilles.
Yeah, or if you used it on like a tiger or something.
I liked
That's a
what Greg
cat.
said last time, where it was like he actually had
Whatever.
a dad, and his dad was like a badass controlling like big cats or
Bears
something.
and shit.
Yeah, and it's like, unfortunately, his son can just control dogs.
Like, guy who controls bears is a lot more intimidating.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's rolling around with like 6 or 7 bears following him around.
But
Like who
also,
wants?
Uvogen would just punch all those bears one time.
Yeah, they'd all. Well, yeah, but I mean, everyone else, in the world would be like, "Damn, there goes guy who controls bears. You don't want to fuck with him."
Guy who controls dinosaurs.
Now that's the guy
Fuck you,
that's
I'm the king of the
invincible.
world!
Yeah, I think there's like one character in the series that could take guy who controls dinosaurs on. Like, I'm pretty sure Hisoka would get eaten. Uvagan he'd probably get chopped in half at some point. Like, I'd actually pay money to see Uvogan versus a T-Rex.
Yeah, I mean, you can pay for that, but it'd be a
Punch!
wasted money, man. He's dead. That T-Rex is dead.
I don't know, man. He got them sharp ass teeth.
I mean, yeah, but anyway, moving on. Gundam Unicorn. Gundam Unicorn episode 14, Clash of the Two Unicorns. Man, some of these lines in these episodes, I was just like, they just went. So it's literally just like noun, verb, technobabble, noun, verb, technobabble, and
Yeah.
that's it.
The thing is, this series spent all its money on animation and left none for whoever was writing it. So he got paid like 50 cents or whatever to do like a script for like 8 episodes or whatever. He's like, no, fuck it. And he just got high.
I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I've completely checked out of this show like I don't know 5 episodes ago.
Like
Like
it's still very pretty, but yeah.
I mean,
I'm at the
hasn't
point.
everyone?
Yeah, but I'm at the point where I like even the animation and the battles. Like I just don't care anymore. Like it all just blends together at this point.
I'm with you there.
It's I can't hold my attention anymore. I look up every once in a while from the thread to just see like, oh, that's kind of a nicely animated moment, and then I go back to the thread because it's more interesting to read people's reactions, of which there are few because very few people are even watching.
That's because everyone's doing what you're doing.
Yeah, it's just there's nothing to say about this show. How many more episodes we got?
Couple.
You have. That was episode 14. There are 22 episodes.
Oh, seriously?
Uh-huh.
I forgot it was this long.
You've got 8 more episodes left. Kill me now.
Yeah. At
Kill
this
me.
point, I'm just hoping for some really stupid shit to happen just to keep my attention.
I mean, it's not like stupid shit hasn't already been happening. It's just been so boring.
Yeah, but it's the wrong kind of stupid shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have these like you said, they have these long battles with characters you don't care about, so you're not invested, and then they stop mid battle to have a big long lecture about the history of the world and why shit's so bad, and it's like I don't care.
Also, fuck Riddy.
Mm.
I don't really
Okay.
understand anything about his motivations or why he's acting the way he does, but fuck him.
I don't understand anybody's motivations.
No, me neither. They all seem kind of like dolls who are just like, this is what you need to do. And it's like, okay.
So, with the fat face thing, are they Cabbage Patch Kids?
Yes.
Yes.
Mobile Suit Gundam, Cabbage Patch
Cabbage Patch
Kids.
Kids. Origins.
Okay, I changed my
Two.
mind. That's the episode title.
What is it?
Mobile Suit Gundam, Cabbage Patch Kids.
Okay.
Origins. The Dark World.
Just Photoshop a Cabbage Patch Kid into a cockpit. Anyway, fuck this show. Moving on to Naruto Shippuden. Naruto Shippuden, episode 153, Following the Master's Shadow. Naruto is really emo in this episode.
Well, yeah, his dad just died. Well, I mean, the closest thing he has to a dad just died.
Yeah. Okay. So this was a really good episode. I get to say this so rarely. I have to.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice. This was a good episode of Shippuden.
Yeah, this next stretch of however many episodes is that, where they deal with this is actually really, it's good.
It's like this show can only be really good when after someone has died, and then it's like just the character's reaction.
Shippuden deals with character deaths, at least up to this point, pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's essentially the one thing that Kishimoto does well is sort of like setting up and then executing like these big emotional moments. The problem is that there aren't enough of them.
Yeah. And
like like I'm not saying like everyone should die every episode, but it's sort of like this stuff is better than like random, shadow clone battles.
Right. And like maybe not surprisingly, the last time we had a great episode like this was with Shikamaru, and he's in this episode being like amazing in this episode. So it's like it just makes me think Shikamaru should have been the star of this show.
Well, I mean, maybe not the star, but at least, like Naruto's wingman or something.
Yeah.
Because, like, apparently they were buddies when they were kids, but, whatever. Got to do Sasuke instead.
That's right. Somebody in the thread was like, it should have been Shikamaru, man. Fuck Sasuke. Why does Naruto has no reason to like Sasuke outside of the fact that they were, like, in a group together for once. Like, Shikamaru's more of a bro than Sasuke's ever been.
Was. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, straight up. Oh, well. Well, anyway, they're going around trying to solve Jiraiya's, last code thing.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And they have, like, code cracking ninjas.
Yeah.
One of which looks like they'll be important. Don't be fooled.
The glasses girl?
Yeah, she gets a odd amount of screen time at this point.
Huh.
Well, like, she gets a decent amount of screen time, then she just sort of vanishes miraculously into, like, the ether.
Well, she can't have too many successful female characters. That's the Kishimoto way.
Well, I mean, it's sort of like... I feel like, sort of the thing after this arc, it's like the series basically abandons the idea that, oh, it's about ninjas. It's like, nah, fuck it, it's about superheroes.
Oh.
Like it stops trying to pretend, oh, stealth matters or technique matters.
Are you telling me stealth ever mattered?
Well, I mean, like Shikamaru beat the, immortal guy with it.
Yeah,
like,
but I mean, when your main protagonist is the loudest character ever, there's no sneaking in this show.
Yeah. Okay.
Now,
No.
I think it's worth talking about, though, that there's something happened this week in Shippuden that has nothing to do with the plot, but it was very weird. Suddenly, it looked really good. And I don't just mean like the animation. It's like...
It made the jump to HD this week. This was the first of the HD episodes.
Is that
Really?
true?
Yeah. They've been airing it in SD this whole time?
Well, I mean, you have to remember, like, back in the day, these, they weren't in HD.
There are HD episodes that were broadcast before this point, but for some reason, Toonami didn't I don't know
Right.
if Toonami just didn't air them or like there was
I have
or it was
I have a
upscaling and
theory.
stuff going on.
Yeah, I think it's more the latter there. I think it looks
Yeah.
to me like, because I could tell, having watched
They just
Shippuden, that it was made in HD, but what we
they
were
just
getting on Toonami looked wrong. And I think what was
yeah.
happening was like the shows were originally in HD, but the tapes or the files that were sent to Toonami for these past couple of years were sent in standard definition and then upscaled to HD. And that's why
I,
Shippuden forever has
I
looked blurry and has looked washed out color-wise.
well no, I mean this is sort of like that's sort of how I remember it looking up to this point. I think that's how they did it until this episode was they just upscaled it.
Well, I remember watching HD episodes of Shippuden like way before this point in
Yeah, no,
Japanese.
I know, but I'm pretty sure they just upscaled that shit.
So you mean they upscaled the production?
Yeah, I think so.
You mean they produced in standard definition and then they upscaled it on air and aired upscaled
Maybe,
Shippuden in 16 by 9 on Japanese television?
maybe.
Yeah, I'm not so
I don't
sure.
I don't remember the details of it, but I remember something about, hearing about HD starting now or something. I don't remember what the hell it was.
Well, regardless of how it
Oh,
happened, it looked like a completely different show.
no, it looked
Like
good.
in a really good way. Like suddenly Naruto's hair is like bright yellow and like all the colors look really vibrant. It's like if the show had looked like this for more, I
hmm
probably would like have looked at it more. Up until now, it's just been a washed out, blurry blob.
Yeah.
So I hope it stays that way.
Yeah, I hope it wasn't just some weird one-off thing and they'll just go back to normal next week.
Okay, what number episode was this?
153.
Okay, apparently it went to Letterbox in episode 54.
So just letterbox, not high definition.
Yeah,
So maybe this is the first true high definition episode.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hang on, because I'm trying to look this up. Um, Reddit has it at, it went to Letterbox format, episode 54. Um, Apparently, all right, let's see. 720. No, that's where to find it. Just got to take a forward. Episode 453 is when it. Yeah. Um. This week's coming. 282. Yeah, I can't find the exact thing. Um. Shit.
It's probably, maybe somebody who, I'm not willing to do it, but if somebody would, it
Yeah.
would be nice if somebody just messaged DeMarco and say, hey, why does Shippuden look so much better this week? Like, did you
Yeah.
guys like get a different file or did the show change or what? Because I'd be interested to know.
Yeah. Um. I'm trying to look this up. It's really weird though. Hang on. No, it's not it. Okay, yeah. Episode 54, Nightmare, is the first one to be in 16 by 9 ratio. Yeah, that's all I can find is, okay, this one was, okay, okay, um, oh, there goes my,
Exciting research action.
yeah, yes it is. What the heck was the name of the episode again?
Following the Master's shadow.
Okay, let's see. Okay, here we go. Blah, blah, blah. Trivia. Kashi has no gloves.
I don't think your
No.
microphone's plugged in. Also, I hear myself now.
Sorry about that. Hang on. Hello?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Boy, this is exciting, and I don't know if anyone really cares.
No, I don't care either.
Yeah, I think you're off the deep end at this point. Let's move on.
Let's cut this whole part out.
Yes. Okay.
Anyway. Also, quick note, that was a fucking intense episode of Ghost in the Shell.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, Batu is pretty scary when he's pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
Or Bato.
But yeah, and like I'm just like, oh man, they really went for that. They really went for it.
They really did.
I didn't watch it, but was it the episode with the serial killing stuff?
Yep.
Yeah, the one with the guys cutting the skin off people. That was it was a cool episode. I mean, like, God, man, this is such a good show. Did it ever air like in kind of like primetime Toonami?
It used to be on Toonami at a couple of different points.
I think it was
No,
Adult
not
Swim.
Toonami. I mean,
I mean,
Adult
it's
Swim.
never been on primetime Toonami because it's always been Adult Swim.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I think Adult Swim helped produce the second season.
Yeah. We can barely hear you, by the way.
Sorry about that.
Well, it's probably time to go anyway. So, thank you, Moradin.
No problem.
Thank you, C. Kohler.
No problem.
Thank you, B Dubs.
No problem.
What?
Oh, God damn it.
We'll see you guys next week. Goodbye.